Okay, so yesterday I set up this beaver lodge. It's Beaver's got this big culvert by the road blocked, and I don't know how many are in here. It could just be a single beaver. I'm out here behind the house, and it's a pretty small house. There were a couple of runs coming back from the house in feed pile that were going out towards shore there for beavers going out to feed. I had a 330 and a run over there, and I had one over here, and I just checked both of those and they weren't touched. I had a TS-85 up where my truck is, right in the water there by that culvert on the edge of the road, and that wasn't touched, and the bait stick was still there. So, and I've got 4 sets here total, so I'm trying to figure out if I was over 3 because there aren't many beavers in here, or what's going on. There's a pretty decent sized feed pile here, but anyway, I've got one more set, and it's back here on the other side of the lodge, and there's my bait stick right there. So my bait stick was chewed briefly, but not completely devoured, and my TS-85 was right there. So it's not there anymore. That's a good sign. Here's where I had my drowning wire, my slide wire rigged up to drown this beaver. So let's pull it in and see what's going on here. Hopefully there's a beaver on the other end of it. This is not easy to do with one hand. Hey, here we go. Just pulled this up, and we got a hindfoot catch on the TS-85 with the big Expandapan. I had this set probably a foot under the water, and I had a little bump stick to get him to put his feet down. That's just as I had hoped for it to go, so hey, that's awesome. When that happens, can't complain. Pretty good sized beaver. I'm not sure if it's the one I was looking at the other day, but it could be. I think the one I was looking at was a little bigger than this. So we'll see. We'll reset this, and got 3 other sets still working, and we will go from there. All right. I cheated at this site. I drove by a minute ago when I went to the other spot to check, and I had to stop and see the 2 sets I had near the road to see if I'd caught anything. I couldn't wait. So I'm on my way back now, and I kind of knew I already had a couple somethings in here because I see that trap set off, and then my set over there I see some brown fur. So we'll check that out. This particular spot, I'm quite a ways off from the road here. This dam is about 100 yards from the road. Nice big tall beaver dam, and there's the house and the feed pile up there in the distance. It's actually too deep for me to wade out there, even with my chest waders. So it's a good one. But anyway, I had a couple spots I bushwhacked all the way around here so I could set by the dam, and I come here and there wasn't really a lot of places to make a decent set, but I did find a couple of spots. There's a channel here. The beaver are moving down through this channel to access areas downstream to cut food, and so I have a 330 set in the channel here. I set that one last night, nothing in it yet. And then going back to the dam, this township we're actually able to set near the dam. Some places we got to be 5 feet off the dam, some places we can be right on the dam. So this is one of those, and I just made a simple 330 set there, like a 330 just underwater, just off the dam a little ways, and beaver that are kind of traveling, patrolling the dam and patching up little spots that need repair will run right into this and just dive under these little sticks here and get caught in that 330. So those are those 2 sets. Nothing in those overnight, but I'm going to go back to the road and show you the 2 on the road. I believe we have something in each of those 2 sets. So we'll go check those out and try not to drop my phone in the water. Okay, so now I'm back down by the road here, and I got 2 330 sets here. This is a good 75 to 100 yards from the beaver house, and so it's you know, probably not as much beaver activity, but I did see some sign and I knew they were coming out this far to the road culvert, so I thought I would make some sets, and I had some couple 330 sets lured with my Birch River Beaver lure, and just found a couple of narrow spots. I didn't set right on the culvert right there. It's a pretty heavily traveled road. Actually, just 2 big loaded log trucks went by when I was right before I was recording that last video, so I didn't. There's a lot of pickup trucks and bird hunters and stuff, and I didn't really want to advertise I was here, so just made a couple of sets off to the side here, but they worked. The lure really calls them in. So there you go. There's a beaver. I just had a spot where things narrowed down here between a couple of trees, and there was a channel there, and I just made a little frame with some sticks and set my 330, and whack, got a beaver in that one. And then the other one is all the way over there by, yeah, that's a nice big beaver. Thing is, when you get far from the house, your chances of catching a larger beaver get better, because they are the ones that tend to stray further away from the beaver lodge. So I had a little narrow opening over here by the road where beavers were coming up and crossing. They weren't going through the culvert over there. They were coming up and walking across the road and dipping down on the other side. Let's see. I don't see a beaver, but I know the trap's been set off, so I have a feeling we may have something here. Oh, yeah, there's one. Oh, another nice big beaver. Awesome. So we're 2 for 2 in this set far off away from the lodge. That's pretty cool. Nothing down by the dam in the channel below the dam, but we're going to check this again in a couple days and go from there. But yeah, this is awesome. I'll give you a quick peek at this spot. It's a side channel where the beaver's coming out of the water to feed, find food. I only think there's one beaver in here. There hasn't, not a whole lot of sign, no house or feed pile I could find anywhere. But they're going through this channel, and I just set a 330 right under the water right there. Either coming up, they're probably going to be coming up from there, swim through here and kind of just popping his head out of the water right there. So we'll hopefully catch one coming in here if he does decide. Actually, I'm going to add some Birch River Beaver lure. I didn't lure this one yesterday, but I'm going to add some lure because he may be swimming by up on the brook there and catch a whiff of it and want to swim by. And then I'm going to add the lure, and then I'll check one more set I got over by the bridge. Okay, up by the bridge here, and see the white sticks in the water. Beaver been hanging around. I haven't looked at this set yet, so you're seeing it with me for the first time since I set it yesterday. I'll try not to fall down the bank here. I can see my giant slide wire. I don't think I got anything. Well, maybe I did get something. The TS-85 is gone. That's good news. You see in this spot, there's our bait stick with our Birch River Beaver lure, and I set this for a back foot catch. I had the trap set in there, and then a little bump stick. This rock really gonna stop the beaver and get him to plant his foot. And that TS-85 is such a big target area, so you're gonna get them to put their foot down. And I'm looking. I think there's a beaver in there, so let's pull it up and see. Yep. Oh, that's a bruiser too. Sweet. Oh, this is gonna get hung up in the big rocks. It's hard to do this and hold the camera at the same time. All right, let's get a better angle on it here. All right, I'm gonna have to pause it. Sweet, that's exactly what I was hoping for. Perfect hindfoot catch on the TS-85. That was just right. So this is a nice big, good sized beaver. Anyway, there's my drowning rock bag. You can see there's 5-6 feet of water there. Perfect depth for drowning beaver with a hind foot set. So again, up there, I could not get a stake in the ground. One of the issues you got to watch out for is when you're putting these slide wires in, is making sure that they don't pull your stake out of on the top, because they pull that stake out and they can go run off with your whole workings and drag it somewhere you don't want it to be. Then you might not be able to find the thing for a while. But see, you can see where I got my bait stick there with my lure on the top of it, and the spot where we had the trap, and then over here my slide wire. Slide wire doesn't need to be exactly right where your trap is, it just has to go close enough to it to work. And I wrapped some heavy duty 11 gauge wire in between those two big flat rocks that are never gonna move. So that worked out pretty good. Awesome. Another beaver. I think this is the only one here, but I don't know, I'm thinking I might just reset this. I get to drive by here on Saturday in day after tomorrow anyway, so I'll probably just reset it and see if I catch another one, and if not, hey, awesome. So we'll move on. I got 2 more traps to check. Oh, it's another beautiful morning. Heading through the woods, checking beaver traps. So this will be my second check up here in the big woods. Let's see, I set up 4 spots about 4 or 5 days ago, and I checked them once and caught 4 beaver, and now I set up 2 additional locations on the way out 2 days ago, and so I'm gonna check them all today. Saturday morning. This is out in an area where the beaver season opens a week earlier than it does where I live, so I'm kind of traveling quite a ways. I'm actually probably going to pull these traps today, so it'll be 2 checks on 4 spots and just 1 check on the other 2. But I think probably another 4 or 5 beaver today, I'm hoping, and then I'll have some bait to get started marten trapping, and I won't have to drive all the way out here next week to in the middle of the week to check them. I'll be back out here setting marten traps on Sunday, a week from tomorrow, so that'll be a great chance to, if I come back through and I see some more beaver sign, I can set these back up, and I'll be back every 3 to 5 days checking marten and fisher traps. So we'll see what today brings. It's nice out. Love it. This is a kind of, this year my goal has been just to have fun on the trap line and enjoy myself, not worry about numbers, not worry about getting all these different spots set up and everything. Just no stress, low pressure. Fur prices are low. I don't need any bragging rights or anything, so I'm just all about having fun, enjoying things, and seeing how that works out. I'm loving it so far, man. This has been a fun trapping season so far, just getting started. Tomorrow, beaver season opens right where I live, so I've got, let's see, 4, maybe 5 spots already picked out that I've seen beaver sign in the past week. So I'll get ready to set those up tomorrow, and actually early muskrat opens tomorrow, so I got a few places that I'll set for those as well. I think there's going to be another 1 or 2 beaver trappers in my area, probably looking for marten and fisher bait too, so I may have to contend with that, but I'll throw on the chest waders and get out to a spot away from the road and hopefully pick up a few. And I still got to do a bunch of scouting to find some more beaver lodges. They've been a little hard to find this year. It's been so dry, and I think beaver numbers are down substantially, but we'll see what happens. Go to check some traps. Okay, let's see what we got here today. This is a spot on a pretty good sized stream that the beavers got plugged at the culvert. And you can see a really small house there in a feed pile. I don't know if there's just 1 beaver here or if it's you know, a pair or a family or whatever. I caught one the other day. There's not a lot of sign or a big house that would lead me to believe there's a pile of beaver in here, but I've got 4 sets and I only got 1 beaver out of those 4 sets. Let's see, I got them in a TS85 set that was right by the other side of the house. Okay, let's see, I got a TS set over here. And, ooh, the trap's, I see the slide wire and the trap's gone. Ooh, maybe there's more than one. I'm gonna pull this because it's about 40 miles from home and I don't want to drive back here this week. So whatever I catch, I'm gonna pull, and I may reset when I come back out marten trapping. But yeah, so there's my stick with my Birch River beaver lure on it, and a couple of bump sticks there, and I had the TS there, and it is, oh, it is all the way over in the culvert. Wow, okay. Let's see. Oh, that's deep, 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 deep. You see that? Oh, that's super deep. The water has actually dropped the last few days. I do not want to get sucked into here. Woo! Wow. That's something. I don't want to, it's hard to do this. Well, I get to drop the phone. Okay, that was nuts, man. I gotta show you this. So I got this beaver, this set here with the TS85 hindfoot catch. Nice good sized beaver, beautiful catch. But I had to use both hands there, almost fell in a couple times. This is the first trap I check of the day. You don't really want to get wet the first check. This is super deep. I just want to show you. So the beaver got caught right in here, and he went down the slide wire, and he went right to this big old culvert. And I want to show you where he was laying, and I had to pull the whole works out. So he was right tucked into that corner. There's a lot of current there, a lot of water, and it's a chore getting him out. So, all right, I gotta climb back here. So that's one for one. I got 3 more to check here. We'll see what we got over there. Okay, I'm a little out of breath. Hauled that beaver and the set all the way up that steep bank there. I got a couple more sets to check here, and this is a run. You can actually see it now that things have cleared up and the water's dropped. This is a spectacular looking run. I have a set, a 330 set right here, and nothing came up here, and I've got one over there, and it looks like nothing's touched that, but we'll go check it out. I'm starting to get the feeling there's a small number of beaver in this spot. I thought there might have even just been one, but I caught 2 larger beaver, so probably a pair, and I don't know if there's any little ones, but about to see if anything came into this trap. Nothing there. Trap's still there. And I've got a foothold set with the TS85 that I caught a beaver in the other day on the other side of the house. So nothing's gone back this side of the house. We caught one by the culvert and one over here the other day. And nothing's disturbed here. Trap's still here. Bait's here. See the TS there. The water's actually dropped several inches since I said it the other day. That was a hindfoot catch. Now it looks like he'd catch a front foot, but still operating. That'd be pretty sweet if the beaver wanted to come in here now. But I get a feeling this was just a pair, just 2 beavers here in this spot set up here, and that is all there's gonna be. So I'm pulling the traps and move on to the next spot. Okay, back at this big old beaver dam. Good sized lodge. I caught 2 adult beavers by the road the other day. I'm gonna pull these because I don't want to come all the way back out here. This is my dam set, and I had nothing come through here. The beaver's checking on the dam and he's swimming through. He's gonna hit this spot and take a quick duck underneath and get caught in the 330 almost never fails, seems to be, but nobody came through here, doesn't look like. So pull that, and we got one more set here. Actually, I have two by the road that did not get touched. They're 75 to 100 yards away from where I am right now. So I don't think I think I got both adults, and there may be little ones left there. So I had this set here, this channel, and these are always pretty good. You know, you got the dam there. They're always going to be coming over, checking on the dam, and slide right over there and come down on this channel on the outlet and come through here in order to find food. You can see where beavers have been knocking trees down and chewing stuff up in the outlet here. So this trap, whatever it is small because I don't see a beaver, but the trap's set off. These are so easy to set, just a 330 and a couple of sticks. Oh, little guy, little beaver. All right, so, whew. Wow, that's a little bit slick. Anyway, just a kit from this spring. So we'll pull these traps and move on our way. All right, let's check this one out. We're gonna pull this trap and the other one. We got two sets here. Just had a 330 in this little run. Beavers were coming up here to feed, and so I set this just so the beaver comes through, pop out of the water right there. The water is dropped. You see the 330s just poking out of the water just a bit. So legally we have to lower those. Every time we check them, you got to make sure you reset them so they're underwater. I'm just going to pull this guy, and then we're going to take a quick look at the other spot. So I got a place right by the bridge here that I had a TS-85 set for beaver for a hind foot catch, and caught one the other day. It was a simple set, and I think it was, let's pop this trap here. There we go. Nice strong trap. I think it was the only beaver in here because the bugger didn't even have a house or a feed pile or anything. There was just some sticks that showed up, and there was nothing here all summer long. What happens oftentimes, you get a little bit of rain, and all of a sudden the water comes up. We didn't get a little, we got like 6 or 8 inches of rain, and all of a sudden the water comes up, and there's beaver that come out of nowhere. It's like they materialize. They're moving from other areas where they've been kind of trapped all summer, stuck in because the water was so low. So I'm gonna set my 330 here, and we'll go take a quick peek at that other spot. I really think, but you know how many times I've been proven wrong when I say I think something's a certain way. So I really think that there was just one beaver here, and we got him, but I left the trap here for a reason, because sometimes I'm wrong. Oh, it's just starting to rain a little bit here. I'm having fun. Picked up 2 beavers so far. Holy smokes! Look at that big guy. Yeah, well, I say big, not very big, but we got him. Awesome. So we had 2 beavers here. I'm still gonna pull because I don't want to drive. This is about 35-40 miles from home. So yeah, maybe there's a little den in the bank here somewhere that I'm not seeing, or maybe it's just another traveling beaver. Maybe there's a dam and a lodge upstream or downstream of here. I know downstream there's a whole series of beaver abandoned and some active beaver lodges. So anyway, this guy, we'll take care of him. We'll pull this set and we'll move on. Beavers got the road flooded here. This is a perennial problem spot. See the house? It's tucked way back in there in those trees. Looks like a nightmare to try to get over to it. I didn't even try. I came by here, and I don't think I'm gonna catch anything here, to be honest. I was so nervous because this road gets heavily traveled, and I'm not able to check this every day because I have a job. It's far away, so I just set like way off to the edge. I got one set behind the truck there on tucked in the corner, and I got one up here, but I'm not super hopeful that I'll have anything in them. I just didn't want the traps to get stolen or anything, but I want to pull them out. So here's this set, just a 330 right under the water, and nothing has been to it. And I don't think anything's been to that other one either, but that's all right. We gave it a shot. It was on the way, so we'll move on, pull out, and let the animal damage guys trap this. I mean, this would be a really super easy one. Geez, I can smell my lure pretty strong. It's been windy and rainy. This for an ADC guy, I mean, there's a culvert in there that's all plugged up. All they gotta do is clean out that entrance to that culvert, start the water rushing in there, drop the water, and set one of those big cage suitcase type traps like the Coros, and beaver will be right in it right away. Every night they'll catch one until they're all gone. So they'll take care of this one. They get paid to come out here. So I'll move on. I got 2 more spots to check that I think I'll have beaver in. Alright, we got a spot here where culvert was flooded on the road. We got a dam downstream, big old feed pile, and beaver lodge right there. I've got 2 sets on the upstream side and 1 on the downstream. Let's see if we made a catch. It's been 2 nights. Probably gonna pull these. I don't want to come back. We got a beaver. Alright. So this was actually an open channel when I set it, and they must have come in here to patch it. And I had a 330 set right where this beaver is right now. Had a 330 set there. The water was dropping, and they must have decided they needed to patch it. And yeah, whack, got him. The set was just a blind set, just underwater, short ways, and he came in, got caught, and then another beaver obviously came in and patched it. Alright, well, I think I'm going to walk over, grab him on the way back out. This is, wow, this is so much lower now. I could almost see where to set. Walking around the house. This is a really deep spot underneath this feed pile. The other day, I couldn't have set a 330 here. It was so deep. You probably could set one now. But, so, there, barely made it through there. Always deep water. I went over here, and I don't know if the beavers, how often they're coming over to this corner. I had some lure and a, oh, there's the channel. Had some lure and a 330 just underwater here. My set up there ways. Nope, nobody's been here, so they haven't been through this little spot in the last 2 nights. There's the set there. It looked a little better when I set it. The water was higher. I'm gonna pull that in a minute. So let's go over and see if we maybe got a second beaver. I don't know. I didn't see the trap. I looked at it a minute ago. But I also didn't see a beaver in there. So I had to go a long ways around here 2 days ago. This would have been over my waders. So you see those 2 sticks poking out of the water. That's where my 330 was. Just kind of a simple dam set. Catch beaver that's moving parallel to the dam. Had a little bit of lure smeared on the top of one of those sticks, and a 330 just under the water, and a pretty subtle little dive stick. Oh, I see a nice spot there. I would have set if I had seen it the other day. And let's see. I don't see a trap. I do not see a trap. Huh. Okay. There's the trap, and it's set off, and there's nothing in it. Okay. There, so. Alright, one beaver. I guess that's gonna have to be it for this spot. Yeah, we checked 5 locations, got 4 beaver here, and pulling the traps at this spot. This is the last place, the last location of the day. I'll pull this one and I'll be out of this line for good. Just made 2 checks. Actually, these 3 traps I have here, I've only been in for 2 nights, but they're kind of out of the way for me. So if I had 3-4 different lodges within 5 miles of here, I'd stay and keep checking, but I got other places to go, so we'll check this out. There's just a kind of a culvert here that beaver had flooded. Somebody told me about. It was on my way home from the trap line, so I figured I'd make a few sets. I'd set 3 330s here. We got one set down here by the culvert. I can see the water's dropped and there's nothing in that set, so that was just a 330 drowning set there for any beaver that's moving across the road. They're coming down through that spot. No go on that, so we'll pull that, and then we'll pull the other 2 over here that are, there's a house in here, and water was quite deep the other day, but I found the channel coming out of the house, and there's 2 locations where I was able to squeeze in 330s in the channel. One was a spot where the beaver were diving under a log here. You can see my pole there. There's a run that goes under that log. And nothing there. And there's another run over there. Oh, the trap is fired off there, so nothing in this first one, but let's see what's going on over there. I don't know. Doesn't look good. Looks empty. Yep, empty. Alright, till next time. I set this spot up yesterday. You can see this, the Maine river's up there, and this is a little side channel. Across the river you see a bunch of cuttings and sticks and trees. A steep bank coming down here. I made 2 sets. So if you look down here, there's a big massive feed pile right in the middle of this channel. It's a cold night, it's getting down. You see the ice is starting to skim up there. I'm trying to catch a few before the water starts freezing up. So I made 2 sets. I had one that was a TS85 with a little bit of bait and some lure. And then I had a 330 in the channel. Let's see. There's my trap. There's the bait. I had to reset that. My trap was fired. There's just a short ways down below there with nothing in it, but I think what happened was the pan tension is pretty light on it, and so something didn't take much to fire it. I don't know what it was. It could have just fired, change in temperature or something, but I reset that. Now I've got one more trap to check this morning. doing these on the way to work. Just I don't have a lot of sets out. I pulled most of what I had. Set these yesterday, so we'll give it a couple of days maybe. Nice quiet morning, gee. There's the lodge. It's just a little tiny house tucked behind that rock. Hey, we got something. All right. So this is a spot where beavers are crossing over from that area across this little kind of makeshift dam they made. And I just set a 330 there with a little bit of a drowning stick, and we got a beaver. All right, awesome. Good deal. Oh, it's too early to start snowing. Down in this low bottom river country, it's late October. And we're getting some of the white stuff here. Let's see if I can crank up the light here to see. I'm checking beaver traps after work. I have quite a few sets here on the river. And this is the first one I come to. And there used to be a TS-85 right there. You could see that bump stick, and you could see the bait stick with some Birch River beaver lure smeared on that. Water's dropped just a little bit since yesterday, but yeah, that was a TS-85 sitting there, and it's gone. And I don't see it lying down anywhere, so what are the odds there's a beaver on the other end of it? That'd be pretty sweet, huh? Let's see if we can pull it in. Well, there we are. We got a beaver. So look at that catch. I'd set this for a hindfoot catch. I was worried that it was a little bit shallower than I wanted to be, but it worked. So yeah, there's our little spot. I muddied that up trying to pull this thing out, but yeah, pulled in the drowning bag. Nice, good, big sized beaver. Beauty, man. Awesome. Love it. I could be like a advertising agency just for this trap. I'm absolutely loving using it. It's awesome. Yeah, so I get another one of these sets, these baited, little sort of scented, lured baited sticks. Actually, the other one's a caster mound with a TS-85 set in front of it down there, and I got some 330s to check, so that'll be good. Oh, I get a little 110 there with a carrot for muskrat. That's just for extra fun. But I had a beaver set here. I actually was walking through here to go check my other sets, and I saw that stick, and I was like, and then I saw the caster mound. And I said, that's my set. I just stepped on my set. I just stepped right where my trap was. So, I don't know. I got this all muddy, and I don't know if the trap is still there. It doesn't look like it is. I took a quick look, and I saw there's my cable, my slide wire cable. Slide cable, I guess you'd call it. So let's find out, I guess. We'll pull this. There's a little kink in it. Oh, whoa! Big beaver. Look at that. That is awesome. Wow, look at that guy. Oh my goodness. Wow. That thing is a beast. TS-85 caster mound set. Hope he's not still alive. No, he's not. Front foot. The water dropped so fast here. I actually set it for a hind foot catch, but it was a little shallow, and I just noticed I had to reset a bunch of my traps because the water had dropped 3-4 inches overnight, and it's still dropping, but still got him, even though The best advice that I've had about this open water beaver trapping with these foothold traps is when the water is rising, set for a front foot catch, and the water is dropping, set for a hind foot catch. And the reason for that is, for instance, if the water was dropping, I set for a hind foot catch. If I'd set front foot and the water drops, your trap's out of water, trap's not working. If you set for a hind foot and the water's dropping, you can still catch them in the front foot. So it worked. Awesome. All right, gotta reset this. I get a few more to check. So I really like setting both footholds and body grips for beaver because it just seems, for some reason, oh, there's another 330. I gotta lower that one. The water came down and that's out of the water a little ways. I got 7 places here. There's channels coming out from the river onto shore, channels like that are going up for beavers, going up there finding food on dry land, bringing it down to the house. And I had all of the 7 of these. I had 0 beaver. I had 2 foothold traps that I put in and I got 2 beaver. And I've had other times where the foothold traps were not effective and the conibears got beaver. So I guess that's why we try different things, and you never know, sometimes a certain set is just right for a certain situation. Sometimes you just gotta try and hedge your bets and do whatever you can, do a variety of sets, and get the beaver. I just checked this one in the dark last night, and there's castor mound. There's a couple of different castor mounds here, and we had a big beaver in here last night, and I reset it, and this afternoon there's another one. Look at that. You guys ready to see it come out of the water? Oh, watch out, he's alive, he's alive, he's alive. He must have just got caught in there. All right, back away. We're gonna give him a few minutes to expire. Oh boy. All right, I get the boys behind me here checking traps. Let me see if they notice the beaver that's in this 330. Keep checking traps, guys. There's a nice run here. Now, up onto land. You still checking?
Yeah, we checked all the other trees out.
Was there one here? Was there one on this run? This is a nice run. I'm sure there's beavers moving through here. Why don't you go down?
Whoa! Those are like...
What's that?
It's a tail and some teeth sticking out.
What is it?
It's a beaver.
It's a beaver? We got a beaver? You're kidding.
Can I see it? I didn't see it. It pulled its stick out.
Oh man, whoa, whoa.
Stick out. I know, but it pulled its stick out. Why was it?
All right. Oh, I'm sorry, little guy.
But it shot the stick.
Yeah. He didn't go very far though, did he?
It's alive.
Definitely not alive. Oh, it's a big one. Yep, there he is. Good, quick, clean kill. Yeah, look at that big guy. All right, good job, guys. Yeah, we got one here. We got one back there on that drowning rig. And we still... No, he got instantly killed. He just tugged it away from the shore a little bit, but he didn't go far. If he wasn't killed right away, he wouldn't have stopped right there. And we got one more in the entrance of that house, so that's usually a good place.
Yeah, but that house...
Carting the beaver back down the trail. We got one more to go get, but this is way easier than hauling them in your pack basket 400 or 500 yards back to the truck. Yeah, I think we can get the hang of this, huh, boys?
100 yards.
Let's go, keep going. Okay, number 2 at this cast around set, and with the TS85 with the expanded pan on it. Nice hind foot catch. There's our bag and our cable. Only thing you gotta watch out with these is we had to dispatch this guy because he didn't make it all the way down the cable. After you get a catch, you gotta make sure you don't have kinks or anything in your cable that's gonna prevent that beaver from being able to slide all the way down it. So anyway, I probably ought to experiment with different cable types or wire and see if I can find something that's gonna work every time. But anyway, this was good. Get another catch. Beaver number 2 this afternoon on these traps we got set here along the river. And yeah, it's good. We gotta haul these guys back to the truck now. There's the beaver house we're trapping around. Checked a bunch of traps. We hadn't gotten anything in the runs quite a ways away from the house. This is a back entrance to the den. And there we go. We got a beaver there. So looks like he was coming back in. Probably came out the other entrance over there. The other side of that big feed pile is the main entrance, but it's about 5-6 feet deep, and I couldn't get a trap in it. But this is good. This is beaver number 5 in this area, and I think we're trapping between 2 lodges. So yeah, we'll get this guy and get to work in the shed. There's one beaver in here, and he's been causing a little bit of havoc for the town at this road culvert. He just set up shop here probably a week or 2 ago, and I'm pretty sure it's just one based on the amount of sign that I've been seeing, and there's not really, I think he's just got a little spot carved in the bank there. No real feed pile, not much of a dam. But I set this up on Sunday. Jeez, it's killing me to try to figure out how to catch this beaver, because I mean, they almost always come to these sets, but for some reason this beaver would not come into this baited set with some beaver caster and the TS-85 set there. He has not come in, but he swam right past it into that culvert, back and forth from the dam to the culvert every day, every night. So that was I had to add a set. I figured I'd try adding a set upstream. Somebody did pop a trap into the culvert, and it was there for a couple days, and then it was gone. So, but I don't think it caught the beaver, because I saw more fresh sticks after that. I don't like trapping around other people, but sometimes it's unavoidable. Sometimes you don't even know they're set up. Yeah, the trap's gone still. But there's a spot where they were coming up. This beaver was coming up on land to cut these trees and bring them back to the water. And I set a 330 2 nights ago. The second night before last, he knocked it over. Must have had a stick on him or something. Must have been heading on the way down. It's really shallow here. I just barely got it, so it was legal underwater. And I put that ash over top of the 330 and kind of stabilized it a little more and made it a little more of a force set, which sometimes you can spook them with that, but there he is. So we got the beaver. Awesome. I'm gonna pull these traps and get my I hate having a TS-85 this close to people. I can see it and steal it potentially. So we got the beaver. I'm gonna pull these 2 traps and move on. Here's my other spot in this neighborhood. Feed pile there. And I got a beaver here the other day in a 330. This is another spot where they would not come to scent for some reason. It's right next to the... Oh, maybe he did come. Well, there. The trap's gone. That's very interesting. I just kind of freshened this setup a little bit. I figured I was about to give up on these guys. I actually went and I reset a 330 down there, and I set 2 330s on runs coming out of the bank where they had a den or 2 back there. So I was giving up on this spot. I figured they're not coming in. I mean, look at the feed piles right there. These beavers are moving right back and forth right in this spot. Why wouldn't they come in? Let's see if I can grab a grounding cable. Oh, don't get your gloves wet. The inside of them. Just in case my trap is here. I don't see it. Oh, trap's gone. Alright, that's good. Usually that means there's a beaver on the other end. Feels kind of light though. Uh-oh. There's the trap. Okay, I didn't see it. There it is. Never set off. All right, must have got covered up with more leaves. That's what happened. So see, they're just not coming in here for some reason. It's hard to understand, but I may reset it. I don't know. I gotta go check those other traps. This is a nasty old winter road. I got a beaver flowage somewhere on the end of this. I set up the other day. I'm driving way too far for beavers right now. I can't wait to be out of here. But this was a nice one. There's a lodge blocking this road that the timber company wants out of here, and I set up 5 330s and runs on this. And you can start to see the water. There it is. It was in the teens overnight, so everything's kind of starting to freeze up. Excited to kind of see if we got anything here. I hope we got at least a couple of beaver. Check this, and I get a few more sets down in town when I get back to town, and then I got to get ready for marten trapping, which starts tomorrow. Marten and Fisher. So, all right, let's go check these. Oh, this is take 2. I had a leak in my waders, so I had to go change into my spare pair. This ice is really annoying. This is froze up just enough that you definitely can't walk on it, but it's a chore to break through every step you take. It's Halloween today. So you can see under that tree there was a run there. Coming out from the house, which is back over there. I don't know if it's traveled quite so much as the other runs, but I had some Birch River beaver lure that I smeared on top of that log. They were coming under this. They're going under this tree. And actually, that log was there too. I didn't put that there. And they were going, as I remember it, they were going under it. So I added a little lure for extra traction. But I don't think, no, beavers have not been through there. Wow, this is fun. The weather keeps up in a few more days, you'll be able to walk on this. It might warm up today and start to melt. Every step. There, so that's knocked over. Usually that's a pretty good sign. I had three. Ah, yeah, this boot leaks too. Nice. All right, it'll be a wet drive back. All right. Oh, don't you love beaver trapping? I got a leak in my left boot. There's a beaver. Froze into the ice a little bit. Got him in my 330. Sweet. Oh, there's the run. Found it. I just scrambled up the bank from the river and pulled the last of my traps at this location. Caught a muskrat and a 330 coming out of a bank den that the beavers were in. I only caught one beaver at that spot, and I guess it's possible it was a lone beaver because I had 4 sets for 3 nights and didn't catch another one. And 2 entrances. The other entrance to the den, the house, was the 330 was right in front of there, and nothing had gone through it. So I guess that was probably it, but I'm wrapping her up, pulling these. I'll leave a few other beaver traps out, but it's time to get this truck loaded up with boxes and start marten and Fisher trapping. Starts tomorrow, lots to do. All right, I better run.